You don't always get it right, but it's exciting to try to do the impossible.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2025 Monaco Yacht Show. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Tony Castro, the founder of the Tony Castro Design Group. Tony Castro, how
Hi.
are you?
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Good.
You are focused specifically now somewhat on 24 meters around there and the sail-assisted motor yacht. Is that correct?
I mean, traditionally, I've always done a lot of work for the manufacturers that make production boats, right? And typically, those production manufacturers do boats up to say 24 meters, around 85 feet, 80 feet, 85 feet. So I've always done a lot of that over the years. I've got about 13,500 of those boats afloat already. I've been around for a little while, of course, because I'm always thinking about what to do to, tomorrow in the future. I sort of latched on last year with the idea that we should try to reinvent what used to be called the motor sailors. So these were boats who had a lot of the volume, let's say, of a motor yacht, but they had the ability to sail. So they didn't have to have the engines on all the time. And in certain routes, they could use sails. And of course, they didn't burn any petrol, they didn't pollute the world and all the rest of it. And that was like 50 years ago.
Right.
And then that died, if you like. And I've been trying to sort of think about now, should we not think about that more seriously again, given the needs for, to be more eco-friendly, create less pollution all around the world and all the rest of it. So I came up with this coin, this sort of sail-assisted motor yachts.
Save
Right.
gas.
Save gas. Especially in some routes, as I said, across the oceans, the crews can very easily take the boats under sails, possibly somewhat a little bit slower, but they could easily do that, saving God knows how many, hectotons unobtainable CO2, whatever, NOxes.
Yeah.
So I think that's okay. Obviously, the boats look a little, will look a little bit different because of they may have masts, but they may not have masts. I mean, maybe they'll have telescopic masts, things that go up when you need and they go down when you don't need.
And you're known for innovation. You
Yeah,
won
I'm
your
afraid
sixth
so.
innovation award.
I won my 6th innovation award this year.
Okay, so congratulations on
I'm
that,
not
by
the-
the way. What do you attribute all of your success and innovation to, and how do you stay ahead of the
I
curve?
think it's in the genes, really. It's just something that
Well, you're always looking ahead, like you said.
Yeah, it's a desire. It's what interests me. And I guess because it interests me is what I think the most.
Do what you love.
Do what you love, and then you might as well try to push things forward. I find it more exciting than obviously doing the same old thing or repeating. So I quite enjoy thinking of things. You don't always get it right, but it's exciting to try to do the impossible.
We touched a little bit on, the innovation behind sail-assisted motor yachting. Do you think this could be a real thing? And, sustainability is obviously on the forefront of everyone's
Definitely.
mind.
Well,
And
if you look at the overall, if you think of the overall lifespan of a boat, if you start making those distances and the sail, I mean, their profile will be minute pollution-wise compared with the normal motor yacht. Be massive. They'll have like an incredible Yeti number. Now everybody's going to be raving about it, provided that we manage to make it possible. In other words, we just have to create the systems that are usable, obviously for more of a motor yacht community. These things being fairly sophisticated aerodynamically speaking. Nowadays, we're going to have sensors. So all these things, it's not rocket science, to be honest.
I want to finish by talking about the growing role of yachts in scientific research, please.
So that is also come a little bit connected with my sail-assisted boats, because obviously most people interested in that sort of thing are also interested in, polluting less the world. So the two things come hand in hand. So when you talk about the sail-assisted, you could consider two separate things. You could consider more of a sort of a sexy pleasure yacht that could be sail-assisted, or you could consider something more dedicated to expedition or exploring or so on. So I've been trying to work on both of those sides. The one on the expedition side, of course, the idea of the design of the boat is to be very multi-purpose. So if an owner is interested in spending his time rather than going to Saint-Tropez, shall we say, there's some of these big boat owners who like projects. So they like to say, okay, next year, what shall we do? Well, let's go to Galapagos and look for these little blue turtles, right? So they enjoy that, the whole thing then develops into a voyage, a trip, an experience. And that is, they enjoy doing that rather than spend some months sunbathing in the Mediterranean. But so those people are now also being asked to consider whether they should or not participate in helping some of the scientific world to acquire some of these very important data that then allows them to study or to warn us as to the state of the ocean and
Yes.
and what's happening with
Yes, we
the
talked
water.
to
Yeah.
we talked to, an Australian company about this, these
Yes.
Explorer yachts, and
Yeah.
they have access,
Yeah.
unbeknownst to them almost, that
Yes.
scientists would
Yeah.
kill for and
Yeah.
the world could benefit
Yeah.
from.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
So it's important. I mean, if you may remember in a US effort called Seakeepers for
we talked
many,
about that.
many years
They've been
now,
around
many
forever.
years,
Yeah.
they used to have a little kit put on boats that would sample the water no matter where they went. And that data used to be beamed up automatically. I don't know what they did with it, but the idea was that as the yachts traveled, they would be doing some work all of the time, which I think is really cool idea. And there's quite a lot of Americans that adopted that system, and I know because I remember being involved with them in the very early days, and so that's all really good stuff. So now we are just going into some more. The idea is that you can have this yacht that can be your private boat, but also be able to carry some of those functions. So the layout is different. So you could have like a container, a small container. So if you get a bunch of scientists that have their sonars or whatever, they put everything then in a little container, and then the container goes onto the yacht, and then they can come for a week or a fortnight, and they can do their little tests, and then the owner can be either there or not be there, right? It depends how interested they are in that particular thing. So that was the idea, is to create a boat way to make this possible.
Tony, it's great to see you,
Yeah.
and you're so passionate about what you do, and thanks for
right.
keeping it interesting.
It's nice to have a chance to tell you about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see you again next year.
Absolutely.
Sooner.
You're on.